Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of August 12th. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this Poised card and this Between Worlds card. I love these cards. By the way, my top camera is dead, so that's why there is no top-down view today. But, I think that the Poised card is a card of being lifted up on a pedestal. The Between Worlds card I love as well because it's like you are leaving behind a period of being in purgatory. So if you've been, waiting for changes or waiting for something to change in your life, then that Between Worlds card says things are changing, or you are, that flamingo is going from like black and white to color, and it's like you're about to step into a much more maybe exciting or much more vibrant period in your life. So I like to see that. Yeah, things seem to be... You have this taking off card as well, which I'll show you in a minute. But that taking off card says things will take off much sooner than expected. And so I feel for a lot of you that you could be making a lot of progress at this time as well. In your first row, you have the Four of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the King of Cups showing up here. The Four of Pentacles is like holding on too tightly to the past. It's Mercury retrograde, so, anything you can release or let go of from the past would be a good idea. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It's always... I think Mercury retrograde is always a good time to look at the things you're doing and say, am I wasting my time doing these things? Or, would there be a better way for me to use my time? And so I think it's always a good time to look at the things that just are time sucks and get rid of those things from your life. And that's kind of the feeling I get on the Four of Pentacles. Like there might be certain things you do during your day or in your daily routine or in work or business. And this is just saying that, there are certain things that you can let go of, or there are certain things you can stop doing. And so I always think, Mercury retrograde is a great time to reinvent whatever you do day to day. You have the Hangman here. The Hangman is about being, obviously, in Hangman mode. He has put himself on this tree, and it's the tree of knowledge and wisdom. So the Hangman, he has put himself, he has sacrificed movement so that he can gain enlightenment. And I feel like you have gained all the, what I'm hearing is that you have gained all the answers that you're going to get, about a situation. And so, yeah, I think it's time to make a move. You have this taking off card. You have the Two of Wands as well showing up in your reading, which kind of says it's time for you to get moving towards something. So if you are imagining or dreaming about anything, really, then I think the Hangman is saying, you've gained all the knowledge and wisdom you can, and you've become enlightened to the situation. Now it's time to just make your move. You also have the King of Cups here. The King of Cups could be a person. There's a little bit of love here, so if you're looking for love, you could be attracting, a King of Cups type of person. Doesn't have to be a water sign. It could be, but you have the King of Cups and the King of Wands. You also have the King and Queen of Wands, so those are divine counterparts, and, that would represent, a very passionate connection. So for those of you that are looking for love, this looks pretty good. But I also feel that the King of Cups is really talking about you doing things you've never done before. He has this boat behind him here, and that boat, it kind of represents something very specific, which is, it kind of represents a time where our ancestors would get on boats and they wouldn't really know where they were going, and, they were just hoping that they would find land. So I kind of get that feeling for you, where it's you're about to do something in life where you're not really sure if you're going to get the result or not. People could be calling you crazy, by the way. You have the Queen of Wands, which we'll talk about that in a minute, but, the whole point of the Queen of Wands is that she just does what it feels will bring her happiness, based off of that sunflower that she's holding in her hand. And so I feel for a lot of you, you're about to step into the unknown. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands can represent marriage. And again, there's a little bit of love here, but, the Four of Wands really represents freedom or setting yourself free. The story of the Four of Wands is that it represents completion. It kind of says that you are completing one thing. There's a finish line right here. And then these people are celebrating on the other side. And so for you to have a celebration, you have to you have to separate or complete something. So you could be wrapping up a project. You could be getting to the finish line in a business or whatever you're working on, and this could be the thing that is setting you free in your life. With the Hangman, you have the Six of Cups. Again, if you're attracting love, it could be like a very childlike connection. The one thing I will say, this could be you thinking about a person from the past. Like I always say, there are, like in the Golden Tarot by Kat Black, by the way, she says, do not go back to the past with the Six of Cups. So to me, the Six of Cups is not an ex coming back. I know everyone reads it that way, but that's not what it means. The Six of Cups is a card of innocence and nostalgia. It can represent thinking about the past, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going back to the past. The other thing I would say is that during a retrograde, I do think it's perfectly acceptable to date a person or to get to know a person. And, again, the Six of Cups is a very childlike energy. So what it could be saying is that you're just being more playful, or you are just looking at something as something that is fun and playful and not taking it too seriously. So I think the whole don't date during retrogrades is BS in the first place. I think that all the rules, again, if we were to follow all the rules, if I were to look at your chart, there would probably be a million reasons for you not to leave the house, right? So I think all the rules are BS, right? Do things happen? Yes. The other day I was out on the first day of a retrograde and boom, I see a person get rear-ended right in front of me, right? So it's like things will always happen. Things come up, right? But the other thing is we have to live our lives. And I think as long as you're just paying attention, you'll be perfectly fine. And so again, if you are dating a person or if you are getting to know a person, be more, playful. Look at it as something that's fun, playful, childlike, not too serious right now. And could it develop into something serious? Absolutely. Especially based off this reading, it looks very good. With the King of Wands, the King of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. So you have the King of Cups to the Queen of Wands. You also have the Queen of Wands with the King of Wands at the end. I feel like the two kings are like one person, and I feel this is just saying that this could be a very passionate new beginning that's coming in for you. The other thing is the Ace of Wands represents out with the old, in with the new. And again, with the King of Cups, we have that boat in the background. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be kind of like getting on a boat, so to speak. You could be leaving one thing in your life and you could be exploring something totally new where you don't know what the outcome is going to be, because again, that's what the King of Cups represents. Ace of Wands is like a passionate new beginning. You go up to the Queen of Wands. She's holding that one wand. She has the sunflower in the other hand. All she has is her enthusiasm, her excitement, her desire, with that sunflower pointing towards the sun, right? So I think that you are about to kind of like move towards a happy new beginning. Maybe that's a good way to put it. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this zebra. It says spiritual symmetry, distinctiveness, and self-acceptance. You have this snake. It says fertility, birth, and health. Mercury retrograde, again, is always a great time to kind of like focus on your health or to go through a healing period of time. Also, it's a great time for rebirths as well. So if you are like revisiting an old idea that you had, or if you are reinventing something that you used to work on, now is a great time to do that. You have the Five of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles. I kind of feel like this is saying that you are taking a risk. Your opposite sign, Leo, always gets the Five of Swords with me, and I always say that to me, the Five of Swords, sure, it could represent a separation. Sure, you could be walking away from something you've been holding on to with the Four of Pentacles showing up right next to it. But the Five of Swords really is a card of taking a risk and putting yourself out there. So I feel for a lot of you that you're about to take a risk that's towards something new, with the two aces showing up at the bottom row there. You have the Ace of Wands and then the Ace of Pentacles right next to it. And I feel like whatever this risk is going to pay off. You have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So I think it's an amazing time, or would be an amazing time, for you to really go and get something that you want and desire in your life with this Queen of Wands. Again, she has that sunflower. It's pointing towards the sun. She also has this black cat right here, and the black cat during the times of tarot was considered very unlucky. So the black cat can represent that she really doesn't care what anyone thinks. She just likes the black cat, and that's it. So I think a lot of you, again, are about to do something, especially with that King of Cups, with the boat. That boat is really standing out to me. It's like you're about to move in a direction in your life where it's like maybe other people don't see it for you, but that's on them, right? It's not their life, it's your life. And I feel the Queen of Wands says you need to live your life. You have the Ace of Pentacles, and so the Ace of Pentacles can represent like a big opportunity or a new opportunity coming in for you here. And the Ace of Pentacles is something that has a lot of potential. So with the Ace of Pentacles, we have to kind of like really take care of something that's coming in for us, or we really have to move towards it. Whether you want love or not doesn't matter, right? But you go Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands to the King of Wands in that diagonal there, if you can imagine that in your head. And the King of Wands is also about being bold, being assertive, really, really taking care of something. I look at him as the true father in the tarot. And I mean that in the sense that when he's working on something, he treats something like a baby. He really, really takes care of the things that he cares about. And so the Ace of Pentacles kind of means the same thing. The Ace of Pentacles is like planting a seed, and then you have to water it, feed it, fertilize it, nurture it, give it sunlight, all those other things to make something happen. So again, if you're starting anything new, or if you're working on a project that just has potential, I would really nurture it. With the Five of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords, Ace of Swords. I don't know why I said that. The Ace of Swords is a victory. You have a bunch of aces in this reading, and multiple aces is kind of like a yes to any question that I haven't answered, but multiple aces is also a new beginning. So I think you're clearly about to have some sort of very solid new beginning. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Four of Cups. I think you have 444 in your first diagonal, and so 444 could be an important number for you. But also, the Four of Cups can say you've been disappointed like 3 times, and now you're getting like one last shot to have something that you want. So again, I would say, if you're getting any new opportunities, don't ignore them, because this could be a really good opportunity, but you could also be worried because of past disappointments. And I feel like something is not going to disappoint. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the King of Swords. I think that, again, the King of Swords is really talking about that hangman energy. The King of Swords is like knowledge and wisdom. The King of Swords, says that you have all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to accept this new opportunity into your life. You could also be attracting someone who is like a King of Swords. They could be older than you. It could be a person who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. It could be any sign. We almost have the Emperor here. All that we're missing is the King of Pentacles. So we have the Empress at the end, by the way, and we almost have the Emperor. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this taking off card. It says things will take off much sooner than expected. Now is a good time to take action. There is no stopping you now. You have this patience card. It says it will require having faith while you're shown the way. The universe will give you what your soul needs at the perfect time. Yes. Again, King of Cups, the boat. Right? It's like this patience card is saying that maybe you are thinking like there's no way you can make something happen. But, I think the patience card is saying if you get started, things will take off much sooner than expected, or you will get a result. But you have to get started to make it happen. You have the Magician, the Two of Wands, and the Fool. The Magician is saying that I feel like you have attracted something into your life. So it's like you've been hoping or wishing for something, and the universe is bringing it to you. I can't show you, but the Magician is pointing to the Empress in the last row. She shows up in the middle, and so these are both really good cards of manifesting abundance as well. You also end with the Nine of Pentacles, which is also a great card of attracting abundance. You have the Two of Wands. I feel like I kind of feel weird about the Two of Wands in your reading. It's like I feel like you just need a change of scenery, and I don't really feel anything else. It's almost like this card is just saying that you feel like you need to kind of change up your environment, or that you want to change. You need a change of scenery. Like maybe you need a vacation, or maybe you need to just go on a day trip somewhere or something like that. And I think that would be very helpful for you. For others, I feel that you could be making a much bigger change, like you could be moving or traveling, or changing your job, something like that. And I do feel it would be helpful. You have the Fool. The Fool says take the leap of faith, take the risk. We were talking about this with the Five of Swords. I feel like there's nothing more, he is very prepared. He has this tiny little sack on his back here, and he's about to go through the whole entire major arcana. And so the fact that he's not really bringing a lot with him kind of should give you confidence, because it says that you have everything you need in your head. You have all the knowledge and wisdom necessary to be successful. So I would just take the leap of faith. With the Magician, you have the Ace of Pentacles again. Damn. Aquarius. This is a very good reading with all these aces. You have definitely attracted like a very solid new beginning, or whatever it is. With the Two of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time. She only has clouds halfway up her body, and so she sees things clearly for the first time. And I feel like you are kind of like it's almost like you're seeing the future, or you're seeing the potential in something. You have the Ace of Pentacles twice. And the Ace of Pentacles is just a card of potential. It doesn't mean anything else. So it's almost like you are looking at something and it's like you see the future potential, but I think you have to be willing to accept it. Like she has her hand out, but her sword up. It's like she's cautiously optimistic. She's willing to receive, but she's kind of like a little bit nervous at the same time. So, again, there you go. I don't know what I was going to say after that. With the Fool, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, we have a lot of repeating cards now. So whenever we have a reading where we have a lot of repeating cards, it's basically the universe saying, I meant what I said. So, the universe is kind of just repeating the messages at this time. The Four of Pentacles is about, again, sitting in a comfort zone. And I feel for a lot of you, the Fool is saying, take a leap of faith away from the comfort zone. In the area of the good stuff, you have this ant spirit, says time to collaborate. You have this buffalo spirit, says the abundant universe will provide. So again, if you are nervous or worried that something won't come together, like whatever you're trying to work on, I feel this is saying, obviously, once you get started, that's when the abundance will show up. You have the King of Wands, the Empress, and the Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, I do feel like this could be a person. They could be a combination of like the King of Cups, King of Swords, and the King of Wands, which could be a good thing. They could have like a lot of the different traits that you desire in a person if you're looking for love. It could be any gender, whatever you're attracted to. But I do feel it's like a very driven, bold person with the King of Wands. Definitely fiery energy as well. The King of Wands is also, kind of like the true entrepreneur in the tarot. And I do feel something here, like if you are trying to create abundance for yourself by getting started on like projects or businesses or your ideas, then I feel like now could be a good time for you to get started. And yes, it is a retrograde. And yes, if you're going to leave a comment that you're not going to get started because it's a retrograde, okay, have fun with that, right? I start things during retrogrades all the time, and I have a great time doing it. So, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Then allow astrology to be a prison sentence for you. But I would also say that, again, if you're going to follow it that strictly, then you better look at the rest of your chart and live in a bubble. Because according to astrology, we should all be probably living in bubbles right now and doing nothing. So, there you go. But the Empress is total abundance, total success. So for those of you that are smart and that are going to take action no matter what, I think there's a lot of abundance and success coming in for you. You have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is abundance and success coming in for you. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries. It can also represent kind of like a new beginning. It also represents your environment. I do think we are in a very good time for kind of like curating your environment, meaning like everything, the people, the places, the things that you surround yourself with, like making sure that you're surrounding yourself with things and people, places, and things that increase your abundance or make you feel more abundant would be a good idea. With the King of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles, a change in direction. It was clear to me from the start that there's a change in direction, King of Cups with the boat. But also, you have like four aces here. So the aces would also say that you're changing direction. This is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So whatever you are moving towards or whatever new thing that you're going to be doing in your life, clearly it's going to be very successful. With the Empress, you have the Queen of Cups. You have almost all four queens here as well. You have this. Yeah, you do. You have the Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So there you go. I don't know what that means, but it's popping into my head. So there you go. With the Nine of Pentacles, here you go. You have the other queen. You have all four queens, so definitely the Empress. Some of you, it's like you almost have the Emperor here, so you could be dealing or attracting a person who is almost an Emperor or, whatever. So there you go. It's like you're an Empress or an Emperor, whatever, take it how it resonates. Maybe you embrace all four queens, but maybe the other person is like almost becoming an emperor or they're almost in emperor mode. I also like the Queen of Pentacles for your resources, and this whole entire reading is amazing for money. You have this submission card. This card is kind of like the Eight of Swords. This bird could easily leave out the cage. The cage door is open. So I feel for a lot of you, you could be setting yourself free much easier than you think if you would just do it. So set yourself free. You have this health card. Yeah, Mercury retrograde. It's a great time to focus on your health. Great time to get healthy, stay healthy, do all those other good things. So there you go. You have this indecision card. I feel like you're being guided to make a decision. Like if you are not making a decision on something, there's this angel right here. You could be seeing sign symbols, synchronicities, whatever. Clearly you're being led to a new beginning, and I would embrace that new beginning. But I would also trust your sign symbols, synchronicities. You have this flattery card. I like this card. These two people are like facing towards each other, and so you could really be like attracting a person where you see eye to eye, or you both kind of have similar beliefs or whatever the case may be. And I definitely feel that here. And finally, you have this choices card. Yep, definitely a choice for you to make. I mean, it wouldn't be a Aquarius reading if there weren't some choices to make. So I would just pick the new path. I think that's the easiest thing to do with this energy, is just to move in a new direction. But the thing is really, I think the decision or the path that you should be picking is the King of Cups, like stepping into the unknown. The unknown is where you're going to get the most growth, have the most experiences. And again, I feel like there's a little bit of a mystery here in this reading as to like what's on the other side of you taking a risk, or putting yourself out there, or doing something different. And again, really, it's not a mystery, because you have all these aces, and you also have the Nine of Pentacles, which is also an amazing card for a new beginning. So any new beginnings that you could have would be great. But this looks very good here, Aquarius. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.